Hey, what's going on, Cowboys Nation, man? This is just going to be a recap of the game against the Chiefs, 19-9. All right, so, we all can look at the positive side and say things like, man, we needed this loss. But for me, man, it was more about the effort. Offensively, it felt like the entire game we were just lackadaisical. We weren't really trying to. Looks like we didn't want to show the rest of the NFL our playbook, man. We didn't want to open up our playbook because they're going into the game. Oh, we don't have Cooper, so it looked like Kellen Moore took a step back and didn't really want to use all his skills, or not skills, but use everything they practice throughout the season, and they didn't want to display that, so that I guess so the rest of the NFL can see, what to look out for and what to practice for, just in case they run into the Cowboys. That's just something I thought about after the game, because that's what it looked like. It just looked like we didn't want to show the rest of the NFL, our typical offense or what we can do against the playoff team. But to me, man, I don't think that's an excuse. This to come out the way they came out offensively, it looked like the offensive line, man. I'm not going to blame it on a substitution for McGovern and for Connor Williams. It's just more about winning their matchup. They didn't win their matchup. It looked like the blitz. It was heavy blitz. Man, if you look, if wait till when the stats come out, man, I'm pretty sure the Chiefs blitzed at least 60-70% of the game. And when you're still without Tyron Smith, and these may be excuses, but when you're not fully 100% ready to deal with a regular team, just one-on-one matchups, and then you add in the blitz, it just seemed like they struggled with communication. And I can toss up to the atmosphere. It was pretty loud in the stadium, Arrowhead Stadium, and that just that can even look back at to the Cowboys' comfort. It's like the Cowboys, we don't really have a home field advantage. We have more of a it's like it's more comfortable for the Cowboys, and it's even more comfortable for the away team. And we can have a sold out crowd, and we still can not put that much pressure on the offense, on the opposing offense, when they can still get their communication off of. And that's just something that the Chiefs, and that's something I noticed with other teams, that they're able to consistently make it difficult for teams to communicate. And that just made me look at the overall aspect of the game now that it's over. Because I always look at a game. I'm not a very emotional Cowboys fan. I'm not going to be the one that's on Twitter saying, oh, Dak's a bum, or this guy's a bum, or it's bigger than that for me, because I look at things from the whole picture based off of previous games. It's hard for me to say Dak's a bum when statistically, you know what I'm saying. I have like a little germ, a little bug. I'm not really sure what's going on. How you get your kids to come over and they get you sick a little bit. But yeah, so based off of his stats, it's hard to be mad at Dak and say he's a bum. Now, what I can say is that he was definitely pressured. He wasn't as comfortable in the pocket, and that's all predicated and based off of the pressure that the Chiefs established, and they did their job. But he just wasn't comfortable at all. And then he was never really able to establish a rhythm, because when he made great throws and he showed a pocket awareness, he was either let down by multiple targets, by them dropping the pass, or the Chiefs making an outstanding play on the ball, like Travarius Ward. Shout outs to him, man, former Cowboy. I mean, I know a lot of us was upset when we lost him, but he's doing this thing, man. Ever since he went to Kansas City, he's been balling. But Dak was never really able to establish a rhythm, and that hurt us early on in the game, all the way to the end, because we had multiple opportunities to, strike and make this game more competitive than it already was. Because, man, we went into that game, we went into the second half down, only down by like 10 points, 8 points, I believe. It's something that, we have to work on. Usually we're a second half team. Usually we make adjustments, but it seems like regardless of what we went into the second half, into the locker room with, it seemed like the adjustments weren't there. It looked like we made more adjustments on the defense side of the ball. And I'm trying to stay on offense, because I'm really, like, the defense discussion is going to be very, very short with me. It's not too much I can really complain about defensively. But as far as the offense, man, it just seemed like the offensive line wasn't able to establish anything in the run game or in the pass game as far as making Dak more comfortable in the pocket. We lost Zeke, and I think he didn't really want to jeopardize the injury or further injure himself. So you seen him take more plays off, and just to get Pollard more comfortable. And then even when Pollard was in the game, I believe his longest run was on that trick play where they had Dak split out wide, and he was the lineman, the quarterback. And that was a great play. That was like, shout outs to Kellen Moore. That was a great play. But it seemed like you can't say that as often as you would want to, based off of his production that game. And we went into this game thinking that the Chiefs defense was below average because of what we seen from them going against other teams. But when you play the Cowboys, man, it's always going to be more energy. It's going to be more physical, because they know these players know that this is their Super Bowl more than likely, or the Super Bowl of the regular season, and there's going to be a lot of eyes on this game. So a lot of these teams, they hate the Cowboys. They have, their own right towards the Cowboys. So they're going to play with that energy, and we're going to get the best. We're going to get the team's best shot every week. Now, when your weapons are at your disposal, and you have coaches drawing up schemes to go along with the weapons, you're unstoppable when you come to the Cowboys. But when you're without the weapons, and then you have the coaches that aren't putting you in the best position to succeed, regardless of whatever is going on. Because to me, man, it's not just football. Like, I believe heavy into politics, and I believe a lot of things are done for a reason. But as far as the Cowboys, it just wasn't there. The scheme didn't fit, and then when you're struggling to get into a rhythm, it's not gonna just snap on like most of us think. As far as like most of our fans, it's more about, like, you can have a wide open play, and the offensive line can block for you perfectly, but it's the third quarter now, and you've been getting sacked all game, and you've been getting knocked down and pressured, and you might just throw that pass might just be a little bit off, or you can say it's the wind, or but these are all things that us as fans, we assume that the Cowboys can deal with this only because we're just fans, and we seen them play better in previous games. But as far as this game, man, it was a lot of hype coming into this game, because they're the Chiefs. They've been in the Super Bowl the last 2 years, Pat Mahomes, and this turned out to be a defensive battle. And I can segue to the defense. A lot of people are going to say that the Chiefs defense outplayed our defense, and I completely disagree. when you have a team that's, like I stated about our offense, we were missing key receivers, tackle, and it was, it wasn't all, we wasn't at full disposal, and they took advantage of that. And that's something that you got to tip their hat off and commend them for that, for their effort, because their defense definitely played a good game. But I don't believe they played better than our defense. Like, the Chiefs were fully healthy on the offense, besides maybe offensive line. But they had their weapons, and we held them to what, 19 points. We had what, 4 sacks, 4 sacks, what, an interception or 2, and we held Tyreek Hill in check basically the whole game. He had a couple plays, like, there's no way I don't think we were going to blank him and Kelsey, but I believe Kelsey didn't get a pass to maybe what, middle of the third quarter, towards the end of the third quarter. And our defenses did our thing, man. So you can't really be completely upset based off of the outcome of the game. Like, this loss doesn't do anything for you as far as playoffs. It's not like, oh, this game we lost, so we're out of the playoffs, or we got to go home, or season's over. And I think that's how most Cowboy fans react when we lose. Like, it's 17 games this year. Like, there's no way we're going to win every single game and then go to the Super Bowl. Like, you can beat even the Patriots. That was the more recent team. They won undefeated and lost in the championship, the Super Bowl. So, like, it's very annoying when you see some fans that just want to win every single game, and then when the game's over, they want to criticize players, and then the following week when we're winning and we might beat a team by 30, they're back congratulating the team. It's like, bro, that's wishy-washy. You know what I mean? Like, I understand you can criticize and say, oh, a team is having a bad game or a player is playing bad, but when you say somebody is garbage or get rid of this guy or why is he in the game, and and they just take one play out of the whole game, like that tip pass at the end with the interception, people are blaming Dak for that. Like, how can you blame a quarterback for a tip pass? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a great play by the Chiefs. It was a tip pass, interception. Like, Dak was trying to be aggressive. The only thing that I'm gonna go back to the offense, but the only thing I can not really speak like kindly about with Dak was that play when he got CeeDee Lamb hurt with the concussion. I believe that's a pass that you send out for Gallup. Like, I'm not saying that CeeDee can't make that play, but that's what Gallup does. He makes those plays, and a jump ball, that tight coverage, that's something I would give to Gallup. And the separation really wasn't there for CeeDee, and you made CeeDee turn into a cornerback, which basically had his hands, fighting to break up the pass to where he couldn't even brace the fall. And you see how hard he hit his head, and then the immediate reaction after he hit his head, man. Like, yeah, he may not play Thursday either. You know what I mean? But back to the defense, man. But yeah, man. Shout out to Micah. Micah, 3 sacks, forced fumble. Dorrance Armstrong had a sack. LVE, man, like, it's crazy how the momentum of a career can just shift and change, man. And it may be due to the actual scheme change. It may be because we're asking him to do things that Marinelli didn't do, and I ain't gonna say Mike Nolan because that was terrible, but just the previous defensive coordinators, their system was different to where maybe LVE could thrive more. So maybe LVE, he may be able to go to a different team and still solidify his career and be, one of the best linebackers again in this league, because he has the ability, because he's done it. He's been one of the best. But with this scheme, it's just it's not there, man. When you see him miss tackles, and he's one of those players where you think he has the ability, because his body is just different from other linebackers. He's a big linebacker, so when you see him take like a weak angle, or he's diving at ankles where he could really just wrap the guy up, like, he did make a good tackle though. I forgot the actual play. I think it was on Kelsey, and he made a great tackle, and I was shocked that it occurred, because, you know, it's rare. I'm not gonna say it's rare, but it's more often you're gonna see him miss a tackle than make a great tackle, and that's something I would not, you know, want to keep saying. This based off of, I actually liked LVE, but going back into that game against the Saints, if you've seen one of my videos about LVE, I'm not even sure which one, but I spoke about when I started to see a decline in LVE, and I believe it was his second year against the Saints. Man, he just looked like how he's been looking ever since. He just looked slow. He looked like he was struggling to get off blocks, and the effort on tackling, it just looks like he doesn't want to tackle. It looks like he wants to be a coverage linebacker, and, you know, that's something that this defense doesn't preach. It's about run and hitting more than coverage when it comes to linebackers, because so when you look at the actual defensive line, the defensive line is basically soaking up double teams to free up the linebackers to make plays against the run. And then when you see him not make the plays against the run, he's not doing his job. You know what I mean? But I'm not trying to make this whole video about LVE, but I think the main thing about why we weren't able to stop and stifle their passing attack was because of the coverage. I don't have a problem with them respecting Tyreek Hill's speed. He may be the fastest player in the NFL, but when you just give this man 10 yards constantly, and then you have someone like Anthony Brown, who is more of a physical corner, you're asking him to play 10 yards back and then come up and make a tackle on one of the fastest players in the league. And he struggled with that. He struggled. Now, I think there were a few instances where he was pressed, but I think if you press him the whole game and let him deal with that physicality from Anthony Brown, I think you would see him be less effective. But for some reason, man, we wanted to keep giving him 10 yards, man, and it was frustrating to watch, because I felt for Anthony Brown, because what do you expect him to do? It's like you're asking him to guard Shaq, and Shaq got 2 feet in the paint, in the post, and he boxing up, asking for the ball. Like, once he get the ball that close, man, what you want me to do? Either I'm gonna foul him, or he gonna keep scoring. So for me, man, I think we need to really think about how we attack those type of players, man. Like the small, shifty guys. I understand I'd rather them get burnt and then play 10 yards back, especially when you have a safety over top, because we played mostly cover 2. We had 2 safety high, and that was basically why you seen Kelsey become more effective in the second half. We just, you know, it was a lot of blown coverages. People just, you know, it was weird, man. Like, I'm not trying to bash the defense, because the defense played a hell of a game, but there was a lot of miscommunication on defense as well. But we were able to come together on big plays and give the ball back to our offense, man. And shout out to number 27, man. Dang, I forgot my man's name, but yeah, Curse. This dude, man, it felt like he really got what he was meant to receive, just based off of his play all year long. He got his turnover, he got an interception, and he ain't the fastest defender, but he got some return yards, man. He did his thing, and you know that was based off of focusing, because that could have easily been, you know, a drop, incomplete pass on Kelsey, and you know they had kept driving, or I'm not sure if it was third down or not, but him being able to catch that ball and, you know, keep his eyes up and return it, man, he did his thing. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to keep making him, you know, become more and more hungry. When you have players that continuously make plays, like for Micah, for example, against the Patriots, man, when you see him have press conferences and little small interviews, it was noted, and he said it multiple times, that he didn't like not becoming a factor, not making any big plays, and that made him come into the stadium, come into work the next week early on time and stay late. And what you've been seeing from him is this dominance after that Patriots game. You know, he has like 9 sacks as a rookie, and he's been playing linebacker. He's a linebacker / defensive end, and he's leading our team with sacks as a rookie. So when you see that, man, that's just a testament to his hard work, and Dan Quinn, how much he believes in him and making him able to be versatile. To, yo, I trust you to go play D end, go rush against this 320-pound tackle, left tackle, right tackle. He's been getting sacks against guards, and it's crazy because he's been using his speed to win battles against the tackles, and then he's been using his speed / power to win these plays against the guards. When he was lined up at linebacker blitzing in the A gap, it's incredible, man. It's basically what we wanted from Randy Gregory, man. When you see Randy Gregory, his ability to use his speed, and it wasn't really all about his bull rush, his power moves until this year. A lot of his moves for beating defenders in the previous years, it was all finesse, and then this year it seemed like everything is all physical, all power. And then once he blends that back with the finesse, he's going to be very very hard to, you know, keep off your quarterback. But man, yeah, I just think, man, we need to calm down, relax, man. Don't get so caught up in a loss, because a loss doesn't stop you from your ultimate goal, especially a week 10 loss. You know what I mean? We've been winning all year. So we're 7-3. We're still number 1 in our division. We're still top 5 in the NFC. And a lot of the teams lost this week. Packers lost. I believe the Cardinals are playing now. I think they won, but the Cardinals, the Packers were number 1 and they lost, man. They were number 1 in our conference, so we good, man. You know, we just got to keep on winning and not take these losses so personal. I understand we all want our team to win, but I don't know. I'm not gonna tell people how to be a fan, but I feel like some of our fans, man, they're hard to please. You know what I mean? One week you love me, the next week you don't, man. It's like, and some of these players are great players. You know, it's just, you know, they didn't have their day to day, man. And when your job is relying on other players and the coach's scheme, it's hard to dictate, you know, how well you play. Because if your effort's there, then that's all you can do is have the effort. You know what I mean? Like Dak's effort is always on 100, but he can still have one of the worst passer ratings of the whole season, and that's just based off of the offensive line and if the receivers are catching the ball. You know what I mean? So, man, shout out to the Cowboys, man. You know, I'm not gonna say we needed this loss. I don't think we did need it. Like I said, man, they're gonna get back to the work, and I think this based off of the exposure that we've been accustomed to when it comes to our offensive playbook. I don't know, man. Like, maybe when we get to the playoffs and Kellen Moore's drawing up some plays that we haven't seen, then I might be able to be like, okay, yeah, man, he didn't want to show off these plays in the regular season. It's just like NBA teams, man. It's 82 games. So, it's hard for them to go into every game thinking, oh, we're going to win this game, or let's put all of our cards out so other teams they know what we're doing, they know everything about us, and it's the third week of the NBA season, you know what I mean? So we don't need to win every single game to get to the playoffs, man. That's all I'm saying. So shout out to the Cowboys, man. Get ready for this Turkey Day, man, and take on the Raiders, man. So we need to get back. I'm glad we didn't have more injuries besides the CeeDee Lamb injury, and hopefully he's able to play Thursday. But concussions, man, they're kind of iffy. They have mild, they have severe concussions, man. He did smack his head a little hard, man. So he may not play this week against the Raiders, or Thursday against the Raiders. But the Raiders, I don't think their defense. The thing is that we can't keep saying what a team's defense is or what they're not, because when you play in the Cowboys, man, it's you're automatically going to put your 100% out there. You know what I mean? So these coaches, man, they feel the same way. These coordinators, they feel the same way. We playing the Cowboys, man. You know how many eyes is going to be on this game? And if you're good enough to rally up your troops, and you can draw up a scheme to where players can be successful, or you just have one or two dominant players, you gotta let them loose. And that's what Chris Jones did, man. Chris Jones did his thing, man. He made it very, very uncomfortable for Dak, and he beat Zach Martin one-on-one. He beat Zach Martin one-on-one, man. So I think that might have been his first sack he's given up, man, since a few years now. He went on a little sackless streak, man. So we can't keep doing this, man. We gotta stick in there, man. Because if the Cowboys go ahead and win the Super Bowl, you know what I mean, a lot of us is going to act like we didn't say these things, man, these wishy-washy things where we're bashing certain players and we bashing the coaches. Like, people were saying fire McCarthy because he punted the ball, but they were like, you know what I mean, I think the one punt call, we were on our own 28-yard line. And we've been struggling to get yards the whole game. You know what I mean? I'm not putting my team in a situation to, not get this first down, and then now you give the ball back to Mahomes and they're right in the red zone. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You got to be smart, man. So what if McCarthy go ahead and win the Super Bowl this year, man? Our first Super Bowl since '95. Y'all still gonna want this man fired? Y'all gonna turn around and praise this man, yo? Y'all gonna give McCarthy a street in Dallas, McCarthy way. Come on, man. It's sad, man. Y'all gotta stop being so. It just shows that people aren't as loyal as they seem. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to be too personal with everybody, but you can be in a personal relationship with somebody and all these red flags can just keep popping up, and y'all still stick to them people and be loyal. But when it comes to the Cowboys, as soon as one player or one coach do one wrong thing, y'all want to just throw away the whole team, throw away the whole player. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Let's keep it realistic, man. But I'm good, man. You know what I mean? I did want to win. Of course, we want to win every single game. But it's not a logical thought process to think you're going to win every game. We are fans are gonna go into the game thinking we should win because we're fans. But if we lose, it doesn't mean you want to throw away the whole season, man, or we ain't gonna do nothing now. You know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna say this because we lost to the Chiefs by only 10 points, mind you, with 8, 9, 10 players, not even playing in the game that are big pieces to our team. We lose by 10 points, and y'all want to just throw away the season and say, oh, we're trash. We're not going to do nothing in the playoffs now. Like, come on, man. Let's keep it realistic, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a good one, man. Peace.